I don't care if 99% of the people in the church were to want me to do something. If it isn't right, I'm not going to do it. I will do what's right. I don't care if people like it, don't like it, for it, against it. Look, I'm pretty sure that more than half of the church was probably against my decision to cooperate with the stay-at-home order for coronavirus. If I had to guess, I would say that probably more than 50% of the church at the time disagreed with me. But you know what? Ask me if I care. Look, the coronavirus, I just saw some idiot today say, oh, I found a church where they don't buy into the corona hoax. Yeah, the corona hoax that almost killed one of our church members. You were almost killed by a hoax. What, were you just playing in the hospital for 8 days? You hypochondriac? You just trying to get attention? Folks, one of our church members was in the hospital for 8 days at the point of death because of a hoax. That's right. That's stupid and makes no sense. I don't believe in it. And if you want to go believe this is a hoax, go ahead. But you know what? I'm not going to put you on the board of people that I discuss with how to handle coronavirus. If you're going to say it's a hoax, how many people know someone who's gotten it? Yeah. Every hand should be up because he's sitting here. That was a trick question. Hey, can you introduce yourself to a few people after the service? Hey, he went to the hospital, severe double pneumonia, 8 days in there, and you know what? He was very, and to me, he seemed like a healthy guy to me. How old are you, brother, if you don't mind me asking?
40.
40 years old. That's not one of these 70, 80, 90-year-olds. He's 40 years old. He looks to me, I'm no doctor, but he looks to me like he's as healthy as a horse. I see him being physically active. You got good color, brother. You look good. Stick out your tongue. All right, looks good. Here's a healthy, relatively young guy it's not a hoax, okay? Right. So quit being an idiot. It's not a hoax. Well, but I just don't agree with the way the government handled it. Yeah, but you don't agree with the way I handled it either. Maybe you just have a problem with authority. Maybe you just don't like people making decisions that you don't agree with. Maybe you just have a problem with all authority. And I'm not saying that the government handled it perfectly. Obviously, the government does a lot of things in their own interest, and they have all kinds of backroom deals going on and ulterior motives. I get all that, okay? But you know what? I'm not in the government. I'm a Baptist minister who loves my church members and doesn't want to see people die, okay? And by the way, hindsight's always 20/20. We were going into this thing. We don't know which way it's going to go. We're looking at numbers. We're looking at all these deaths. We're looking at everything piling up. And we're saying, you know what? We don't know how bad this is going to hit Arizona. Why don't we just be a little more safe than sorry? Since God has blessed us with all this live stream technology, we can still stay in touch. We can still get the preaching. Let's just play it safe, because I'd rather play it safe and we all survive and whoops, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. Than to say, oh, whoops, I screwed up and 5 of our church members are dead. Well, it affects old people. All right, well, let's go through the old people in our church and decide which of them we're ready to kiss goodbye.
Yeah, that's right. Good point.
I'm not ready to kiss, I'm not ready to kiss Brother Gregory Davis goodbye. He's not here, but I'm not ready to, he was here this morning. Hey, I'm not ready to kiss him goodbye. You know what? And we could go through, I don't want to point out anybody else and start calling you old or decrepit. I'm not going to be like, all right, here's all the people with pre-existing conditions. Let's point out all the unhealthy people, elderly people. You know what? I don't need to point them out. If you actually care about people, you could probably point them out yourself in your own mind. And you could actually stop and think to yourself, hey, wait a minute, not everybody's young, strong, able-bodied, and maybe we just care about protecting people that are vulnerable or whatever. But here's the thing, you don't have to agree with me. That's the decision that I made because I looked at the facts that were in front of me, I looked at the Word of God, and guess what? I made a decision. Because that's my job, to make decisions. And it doesn't matter whether the majority liked it or not. Okay? And maybe 51% of people liked it, maybe 51% of people didn't like it. I don't care if 99% of people didn't like it. you know what? I did what I believe was right, and I still think it was the right thing to do. And you know what? When all these people were going off and saying, yeah, the flu's more deadly, the flu's more deadly, look at the flu, look at all the flu deaths. Well, you know, isn't that funny? Now that we're up to, how many deaths in America now? Who's got the number? How many deaths are we up to in America now?
1,000.
How many?
125.
125,000. But the same people, and that's just U.S. alone. Okay, forget the rest of the world. But these are the same people who are like, the flu is more deadly. The flu is more deadly. Really? Because the flu doesn't kill 125,000 people in America per year. So which one was actually more deadly? Let's have a little math practice tonight. The worst year of the flu that everybody was bringing up in any time in the last few decades was 61,000 deaths. This is double that. With all the social distancing. How many would it have been without the social? That's with shutting everything down, shutting down all the schools, everybody wearing a mask and 6 feet apart, and all this crazy stuff that we have to do, all these hoops that we've had to jump through. Colleges shut down, businesses shut down, stores shut down, bars shut down, casinos shut down. It still killed more than twice as many people as the flu. But it's just the flu, it's just the flu, it's just a cold, it's less than the flu. So who's the idiot? Am I the idiot up here? Or maybe you're an idiot.
Amen.
Maybe you're the one who can't do math. And you know, I'm sick of the people that say, oh, these maths are worthless. They don't do anything. You think that little cloth is going to do anything. You're an idiot. Well, I guess God's an idiot in Leviticus 13 when he said that people who have leprosy are supposed to cover their upper lip with a cloth. I guess he's an idiot too. Because that's not going to do anything. That's not going to stop germs from spreading. Is anybody home?
Yeah.
Huh? That's not, are you idiot? You think a mask is going to stop it? I don't know. Let's ask God when we get to heaven why he wrote that in Leviticus 13, that the person who has leprosy, well, they don't have leprosy. No. Pay attention. If the leper is supposed to wear a cloth covering over his mouth, then how can you sit there and say, that will do nothing? Well, he had an N95. Yeah, I bet you 3M was back in ancient Israel making N95 masks for the Hebrews. Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe? Because I don't believe that. I think they were just wrapping it in a bandana. I think they were just wrapping it in whatever, the cloth I think they just grab whatever, because you know what? Anything that you put over your face is going to keep spit from flying out of your mouth.
That's right. Yes.
And you say, well, a virus can get through that membrane. Okay, but guess what? Big globs of spit and snot can't. And you know what? A lot of spit comes out of my mouth when I talk. And if I put a mask on, all that spit would be stopped. So stay out of the splash zone during coronavirus. Sit in the front row at your own risk. But I'm telling you, look, the pastor has to make difficult decisions. And you know what? You can like them. You can not like them. You can rebel. You can be Korah. You can talk bad about me. You can go around talking crap about me behind my back. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care, because I am the leader, and the leadership doesn't check what's popular. Real leadership says, hey, we're going to figure out what the right thing to do is, and we're going to lead.